She's great. A real spitfire, that one. I'd hang on to her if I were you. Listen, I don't care what you two are. I'm just saying, don't lose it, whatever it is. That girl's tough, all right. But right now... Let me know if you see something you need. See you around, traveler.
Looking for Ford? He's over in the warehouse. I'm sure he's got something going on. Always does.
Back again, traveler? Let me know if you see something you need. Take care, Sunshine. Welcome back, Sunshine. Go on, then. Around. I started assisting Grandpa when I was 5. Dressing wounds, making meds, cutting at the table, you name it. He was. He helped more people in his long life than you and I have ever even met. But how I helped him most was digging through the old hospitals. Even after a century, there's a hell of a lot to find. All of it useful to someone as clever as Grandpa. What are you trying to say, Sunshine? Well, no need for that. You know how a doctor gets good at her craft? Study gives you head knowledge, a necessary start. But it don't make you good. You learn a thing by doing it over and over again. For me, that means people who need my help. The more people there are suffering, the better I get at healing them. And Sunshine, I'm the best damn doctor for miles. Huh, tons. The old humans knew a lot about the human body, it turns out. Stuff even Grandpa didn't know. Did you know they used to be able to replace a man's lungs with someone else's? Or put a dead man's liver in someone whose liver didn't work anymore? To think of all the folks Grandpa and I could have saved if we had that kind of know-how. There's plenty if you know what to look for. Most of the basic meds are long gone, but there's still plenty of specialized tools and ingredients there. Stuff no one knows what to do with but me and my grandfather. What they don't got, what I never found once, is a cure for root rot. That's why so many folks died when the root first showed up. Grandpa, a treatment, not a cure. He probably wasn't the only one. I'm sure others came to the same solutions independently. But after Grandpa figured it out, he traveled as far as he could and taught it to everyone he met. I don't know where he started, but I reckon every treatment within 100 miles of here is derived directly from his work. You can thank him that your friend is still alive. Came here maybe 10 years back. My ma had died and Grandpa didn't feel safe carting me around the countryside by himself. It turned out good. The city's full of scrounge, and Grandpa made a living selling bandages and meds while treating folks for free. I do the same. He even attended the old commander when she passed. Couldn't do much for her except ease her going. The folks around here thanked him for it. Made us part of the ward and all. All right then. What else can I do for you? See you around, traveler.
You seem pretty capable, stranger. You do fine here.
wish I had half the wherewithal of that old man. He's got no qualms about, like, leaving town at the drop of a hat. Anyway, if you're looking for him, he's over in the warehouse.
Well, hey, get away from my stew! Oh, it's you. Oh, nonsense. I'm sure you had a reason. Mi casa et tu, Brute. And all that. So, what can old Mudtooth do for you, huh? Oh, ho, ho. You came to the right place, traveler. Quite a bit, stranger. The name's Mudtooth, and ain't nobody been around longer or seen more than I have. Except maybe old Ford, of course, but that old mudder cheats. Anyway, he hardly tells any of his stories. Only 3 reasons why folks come to see me, and that's my stories or my stew. Yeah. So, young'un, what'll it be? That's so? Huh. Did I tell you about the stories yet? That one too, eh? Well, that's it, ain't it? My stories and my stew. Listen, you sure I said there were 3 reasons? 'Cause there's only 2, and that's certain. Huh. Only 2 reasons folks come to see old Mudtooth, and you know both of them. I'm pretty sure your memory's slipping. Town, you call it. Back in my day, a place like this wouldn't be considered much more than a camp or a bivouac. You might call it. Nah, this ain't no town. Not yet. But it is a fine place to set up kip. I lived by myself for years, see? Had myself what you calls it, a hockapatopter. That thing could fly to the moon and back. It could. Anywho, I was living by myself when my boy Brabus showed up saying we should move on. Told me it wasn't safe for me to be living like I've been living no more. He told me about this place. Got some nice people here. Took some getting used to, being around folks again. Well, Brabus, he's my son. 'Twere his idea to come join this little shanty town. Not a bad idea it was, neither. He's over yonder, at the shooting range, if you're looking to find him. Not much of a talker, though, that one. Guess he didn't get his old man's gift for gab. Stories, stranger. They're objective retellings of legitimate occurrences what you wouldn't believe. Now, where to start? Crazy 8 traveled a lot after leaving Sanctuary. Came to this one town named Ghostwell. No, Oakhole. No, wait. It was Swan Creek. Swan Creek, I'm sure of it. Anyway, this Croakswell town didn't take kindly to strangers, and that sure as hell meant us. We stayed anyway, of course. Brought 'em good scrounge, we did. Nobody scavenged like the Crazy Eight. And there was this girl, smartest damn girl you ever met. Her old man, though, he didn't like us one bit, especially me. So one day, there's a banging on the doorstep. I open the door, and the girl's old man clocks me with the butt of his shotgun. Knocked out one of my teeth, he did. Then he points the gun in my face and starts shouting, "Which one of you assley holes got her in the family way?" he says. "I know it was one of you." Well, I ain't gonna argue with a man behind a gun. So I looks around, sees my tooth in the mud, and says, "Mudtooth, he's the one you're after." And off he ran after someone who don't exist. Or didn't exist, I guess. We ditched Ghost Crack that day, but the name came with me. And that's the story of how Brabus was born. Except he weren't born yet, was he? Not born then. The other thing. Conceptualized. Stop me if I told you this one already. I've been telling tales about the Ford family for years. I tell you, nothing about them surprises me no more. Like old Commander Ford, one who used to run this here ward, she was the youngest of the family. She's the one what brought most of this town together. They say she's dead and buried, but they don't know the truth of it. See, the old Commander were the youngest, but she ain't the last. Old Ford, her grandpa, is still kicking here in town. Crazy old man went and fought the Deadwood head on and lived. Her grandmother was half Root herself. Folks used to call her the Root Mother. And oh, she were a twisted one, let me tell you. The thing about the Fords is, they can't die. Not a single damn one of them. I mean, look, they all thought old Ford had died long ago, and there he is, plain as day. I don't care what anyone says. I swear to you on my unborn brother's life, the other Fords are still out there somewhere, too. Ho, 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 ho. Ho, 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 ho. Here's a good... You met old Wally yet? The boy ain't right, but, not in a mudder way. He just ain't right. Talks to the Root, he says. I reckon I know why, too. I ain't never told him this, but, I was there at his birth. Don't believe me? Ha! You wouldn't be the first. But it's true. That boy Wally was born under a blood moon. Always strange, they say. Harbinger of changeification and whatnot. I heard him cry out his first breath I did, and I says to myself, that ain't natural. Like the squall of some blackbird. Caw-caw! Oh, don't tell him I said it. He wouldn't believe it anyway. Or maybe he would, come to think of it. You talked to him yet? Boy ain't right. You won't believe this one, but you should. So this wanderer comes up to visit me at my heliocopter, right? They're decked out with guns, but they walk up and ask for stew and a story. I'm thinking they'll get tired, wander off, and take my story somewhere else like all the rest. But they don't. They listen to all of it. And I think to myself, this mudder actually wants to hear these. And it reminds me of I'm telling you, that weren't no horse. Huh? Oh, right. Anyways, and I think to myself, this mudder actually wants to hear these. Reminds me of my ma, tell you the truth, the way I'd listen to her. And the way my boy Brabus used to listen to me. Before he turned away, that wanderer reminded me of family. And that's the most important thing, ain't it? So I figure I ain't left long for this world. So I give 'em my wife's old watch in thanks. Ain't too long after that, my boy Brabus comes back in person, first time in years, with a watch chain peeking out his pocket. I knew a good thing when I saw it. I didn't say nothing. Just welcomed the boy back like nothing had changed. Family's the most important thing we got in this world, young'un. Don't forget that. You'll like this one. So I was on a scrounge with the Crazy Eight. That was my gang back in the day. We came across this old hospital, see? Folks were holed up in the basement, trapped there for God knows how long. But the Root had found those folks same time we did. Now the Crazy Eight, they... folks ain't one of them. But not me. I knew those folks needed help. Also, knew they had food and meds. So I fought for them, tooth and nail. Literally a-biting and a-chewing the damn deadwood off me. When it was over, the Crazy Eight come up to me, and I just smile at them, with root bits stuck all over my teeth. Looked like mud, they said. There you go, Mudtooth. Name stuck ever since. Now, I love a good tale as well as any and more'n most. But even I know the value of what you're doing out there. You go out and do good, you hear? I'll have more tales for you later. Ho, 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 ho. Lucky for you, I've got answers. Good ones, too. Well, all right. Why, sure, but, it ain't ready just yet. The lunch rush today was something fierce, I tell you. But I'll have some for you quicker than you can say Crazy Eight. Well, maybe not that quick. I done already said it, didn't I? Just come back in a while, I'll be sure to save you a bowl. So long as you head back then, eh?
So many new faces these days. Things must be getting a mite easier out there. Welcome, traveler. I'm Reginald Malone, but my friends call me Reggie. You can too. Saw you come in with Bo and Clementine there. Oh, you can be sure they'll do everything they can for your friend. Ain't the first to come through here needing help. I have been known to tell a story or two. Though old Mudtooth does give me a run for my money. Or did you mean that I collect the stories? Because I do that too. And I'd love to hear your tale, traveler. Oh, now that sounds like the start of a damn good story. But what brought you out here? I hear that. Why, if half of old Mudtooth's tales are true, the world used to be a hell of a lot more connected. It's past time we took that back from the Root, too. You're in the right place, traveler. How about your friend? How'd you meet her? So you owe her a debt. Or maybe you paid it off by getting her here. Hey, what do I know? I tell you what, though. Ain't no logic keeping tabs with people's lives. We look out for each other because we're human, yeah? It's the only way that makes sense to me. The only thing that makes humanity worth being around. Speaking of your friend, I heard you came in with a nasty case of root rot. What happened to you two out there? Son of a gun. Those sneaky bastards just don't know when to quit. And I'm real sorry to hear that, Traveler. It must have been one hell of an experience. I'm glad you made it. Well, don't you worry. We've dealt with nastier things here, believe me. I reckon she'll come through just fine. What about you? What do you hope to find out here? You're a good friend, Traveler. I hope you stick around. This town could use folks like you. So, now I've got a measure of you. Is there anything I can do for you? You might find some of these useful. Let's talk again, soon. This is not up for discussion.
Greetings. Forgive me. I am not good with Paxotech faces. Oh, it is new. I thought I had seen it before. So difficult to tell Paxotech apart without hoof and horn. I am Sa Israk Thadwell. My Paxotech name is Dwell. I sell crystals from my world. They make Paxotech faster, stronger, more powerful. They help it defeat its enemies. And the prices are quite fair. Of course, Paxotech. Paxotech, foreign to the Pan, meaningless. Perhaps on Paxotech world, but it is at home on Dwell's tongue. Gems, refined from a special crystal found only on Yesha. The Ahane, priests of the Pan, forbid the crystal's use among commoners. But the Gull are craftier than Ahane know. Long and long have the Gull used the crystals for weapons. Or even cruder things, like soups. But it takes an artisan like Dwell to bring out their full potential. No. Dwell's success does not come from handing out his secrets. Yes. That is always the question. I am Pan, from the world of Yesha, where the Eternal Empress reigns, the Doe and Ravager run free, and the balance breathes life to the jungle. Or so it used to be. It is Paxotech. Yesha is kin mother to us all. Yet she suffers. Long and long have the Immortals oppressed the common Pan, wielding their power as if it were something they had earned or deserved. The Pan have rebelled against this tyranny, And for a time, it looks as if we could win. Then the pestilence came. What Pax'll take call the root. When I last saw her, Yesha languished under the pestilence. The Ravager prowls, and the dog is lost. The Pax'll take Ford, the founder. On its last visit to Yesha, it said it was possible. I do not understand the complexities myself, but now I am here. Ford came to Yesha many times, aiding the rebels against the tyranny of immortals. His desire to protect was clear even then, as was his craft for violence, which he freely shared. Dwell did not learn Pax'll take Ford's violence, but shared in aiding the rebels with the same crystals I offer here. Both aided rebellion, so both shared imprisonment. Oh, I languished for years, a cost I had never hoped to pay. But another Pax'll the one they say wanders the worlds, came to free the Ford. And if not Pax'll name, perhaps. But it is my name whilst I live among Pax'll tongues. Ah, yes. Quality it cannot find elsewhere, not even on Yesha. Beware the pestilence. Greetings. Forgive me. I am not good with Pax'll faces. Of course, Pax'll. Ah, yes. Beware the pestilence.
Well, ain't you a right mutter? Traipsing in here like you own the place. Ha, I'm just pulling ya. Name's Brabus, and I run security around here. Well, seeing as you got the mayor's personal approval, I reckon you ain't problem now. I also make sure folks hereabouts can protect themselves. Ain't just the root kicking around. A lot of folks still ain't chummy with this whole rebuilding society business. I should know. Damn straight. A lot of folks only ever learn how to. I used to be one of them. Up until about 20 years ago, I ran a pack called the Mud Dogs. We took what we wanted and killed anyone who crossed. The dog-eat-dog world back then. Things might be different now, but why not? Passes the... I guess I set myself up for that one. I told you the Mud Dogs didn't take hell from no one. And anyone stood up to us without getting knocked down. This mudder walks into my court, confident as a wolf in a rabbit trap. I'm thinking, this'll be a fight to remember, eh? At best. Then, I noticed something the mudder's got on him. It's a watch. What belonged to my old man. I figure he finally tripped the branches and I'm about to wring this wanderer's neck myself. But then, the wanderer says the old man gave it to him. That caught me. The old man wouldn't give up that watch to no one but family. And he never gave it to me. I let the wanderer go. After so I hear. Changed. Sometime later, I got the nerve to see the old man. He surprised me. Wasn't pissed or patronizing, just sat me down and started telling stories. He didn't say nothing about the watch when I told him. Just glad it had a home. Anyway, we talked a lot after that, and When word got out that folks here at the ward were starting something new, well, the old man and I both knew what needed doing. I told the Mud Dogs they were free to do as they liked. We weren't a pack no more, and the old man and I set up shop here. Kinda boring to tell you the truth, but I don't know what else I can tell you, save the stories folks around here like to spin. The way they tell it, that wanderer walked through crystals to other worlds until one day they slammed the door on the... Yeah, you can see, I ain't complaining, mind you. Oh, that old mutter. People call... You wouldn't know it, of course. That... Well, the mud... We set out some... Yeah, I got a story or two from the... now, there's one of my old... I kept my problem was... The old man, though, he waits in the crack. Well, one of his shots must have hit out. My dogs got lucky. So here's the thing. Every owner... So you tell me... All right, back in the... Told him we was weeding out the weak. But that wasn't the real that particular tradition. Normally, there was the rest was just after the other ever said. All right, it was there was words. It was chaos. It's over. What? What do? There ain't nothing you got what they want, like it or not. Fight or flight are your only real options. I said Deadwood. I said, see, because travel. Oh, you ever hear of my dumb that? So the dumb bastard was right. Ha. Yeah, true as truth. All right. Keep your gun loaded and your wits about you, stranger.
God and my mother. Did Bo send you over here, or did you stumble your way over here yourself? Bingo. I'm McCabe. I like to keep to myself and my work. My work happens to be tinkering and modding weapons. And that's already more information than I like giving out. Capiche? Look, it's not personal. It pisses me off when people come by and interrupt my me time. So I'll make you a deal. You find anything interesting out there, bring it back to me. Oh, and... what is it now? Okay, that's all you get. Bye now. This right now.
Oh, traveler. How's everything? Lots of nice folks here. Talk to them, you'll see. If you need anything, you know where to find me.
Whoa, what have we here? Ah, the Traveler, of course. Wallace said yes. Right on time. Sorry you had to see that. But then again, you've been around. I'm sure you know. Families fight. Andrew Ford. Good to make your acquaintance.
I guess my reputation precedes me. I'm sure you've got a lot of questions, and I've got a favor to ask. So let's get to it. You first. Not you precisely, as in name, rank, serial number, but I knew someone was coming. Aren't you clever? Skeptic. That's fine. It so happens I knew you'd be coming today. Or I hoped. Our young Wallace told me. Wallace? He's a special kid. A lot like somebody I used to know. She had bad dreams, too. Dreams about things that hadn't yet come to pass. If you can find me someone who can explain it better, bring him in. Let me see if I can get you up to speed. Don't think there's a soul in town has lost as much as Riggs. Don't know how that man gets up out of bed every day. Compared to who? Vo might be young, but he knows the run of a ward. Learned from the best. He was orphaned, just a kid. Ward 13 sort of adopted him. Ran security, did a damn good job of it. Only made sense. Arguing's not the same as fighting. Clem and I, that's a lot of water to put under a narrow bridge. Looks can be deceiving. In fact, she's 132 years old. Not quite. Want some intel, eh? That's a longer story than I can... You know how some things you drink can make you drunk? And some things you eat can make you sick or sleepy? Well, other things do this. It's a big world out there. Huh. Not my way. Oh, nothing too dangerous. I've got to marshal my resources. And then we'll get into it in earnest. All right, traveler. I need, after that, gear up. Don't worry. You'll hear all the details.
Not now.
Oh, friend. Glad to see you're all right. What can I do? That's right. But everybody calls me Riggs. I try to keep folks safe out there. Speaking of which, Bo mentioned you might need some help. We all help each other out. Even me. You know where to find me. Good to see you again. You know where to find me.
You'll find Wally out by the old docks. Wally's waiting for you. Don't believe me? Talk to him. You'll see.
again, traveler. Of course. I'll be here if you need fixing.
Wallace told me things about my past I didn't want no one knowing.
If you're looking for Wallace, he's up top, above the dock.
You should head over to the docks
see the
and talk
future.
to Wallace. He's really the one
You're gonna help eat it, though, right?
Of course, Dwayne. I'm not that piggy. Hey, traveler. If you're looking for Wallace, he's got a place over at the docks.
Hey, Doc Nora's the best. I bet she'll help your friends.
Your friend looks pretty bad. She's gonna die, isn't she?
I see you, traveler. You're the one Ford's been waiting for. Though, he doesn't know he's been waiting. He thinks he needs help. It's her who needs it. You know. And you don't. Sorry, I shouldn't say. I'm Wallace. Did I say that yet? Probably. The site, you know? Sorry, I probably said that already too. You have a path to walk. You choose the first step here, but your path can change if you want.